How you feeling this morning?
Not good, not good. But integrity is doing what you say you want to do when the feeling you set it in has left you. Hey guys, I have spent tens of thousands of dollars on personal training. I've hired trainers, I work out with trainers, I've hired health experts and nutritionists. I've done all sorts of different blood work, blood panels. I think about it, there's so many different things, there's so many different fads, there's so many different diets and workout regimens and all this different kind of stuff. So I have narrowed it down to three things, three health hacks that, for me, move the needle more than anything else. It gives you the biggest bang for my buck. If I focus on just these three things, my health stays dialed in. So these are the three health hacks, especially for busy entrepreneurs, that you can implement so you don't have to neglect your health while you're building your business. All right, so health hack number one is your sleep. And there's a lot of different components to sleep, but think about this. I was on a panel with my good buddy, Ben Azadi, talking about health, and I asked him, I said, Ben, when somebody sits down with you and you kind of do an audit on their health, what are you looking at first? Are you looking at the nutrition? Are you looking at their workout regimen? Like, what are you looking at? He says, Tim, easy answer, it's their sleep patterns, right? Think about this. How long can you go without food? 3, maybe even 4 weeks without eating. Obviously, you still need water and maybe some vitamins and stuff, but your body will eat the fat that's on it if you don't go that long. How long can you go without working out? I mean, shoot, people go years without exercising, but how long can you go without sleep? And the reality is you can only go maybe a couple of days without sleep, which tells you that sleep is the most important aspect of your health. So how do you make sure you have good sleep? First of all, you wanna make sure, I try not to eat within about 3 hours of going to sleep. And the second thing that I do is I try not to get up, right? It's easy to fall asleep in a kid's bed and wake up and look at the phone and then be up for the next 2 or 3 hours. It's easy for the dog to wake me up and I take him out and then I'm awake for another 2 or 3 hours checking emails. Or my kid wakes up, needs to go back to bed, needs a back rub and in order to fall back asleep. I mean, shoot, I even have a newborn baby at home now, so you can imagine what that's like. It's very easy to get up. That really messes up your hormones and really messes up your pattern and your wellness for the next day. And so when I go to sleep, I track my sleep. I have something called an Aura ring, and there's like a bunch of different things that you can get to track your sleep and see how that is. But get something that can measure the amount of REM sleep and the amount of deep sleep that you get. Those two are the key, and you want a total of about 3 hours of deep sleep and REM sleep per night. Some people are gonna be heavier on deep sleep, some people are gonna be heavier on REM sleep. I'm pretty heavy on deep sleep, which really rejuvenates the body, and the REM sleep really rejuvenates the mind. Usually the REM is at the very end of a night's rest. And so if you wake up early, it ends up losing out on that REM sleep and your brain doesn't get to recharge like your body did. And so the important thing for health hack number one is going to bed at a regular time. Right? So if I'm eating dinner at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, I'm in bed, and my bedtime is between 9:45 to 10:15. And I'm always in bed at that time, and I stay asleep. Even if I wake up, I just stay in bed and I fall back asleep, and then I wake up around 6 a.m. So that way I have about 8 hours of sleep. It gives me enough deep sleep, gives me enough REM sleep, it keeps my hormones in check, keeps everything else in check, and makes sure that I'm energized for that next day. Health hack number one, good sleep. All right, health hack number two. Health hack number two for me, comes down to like, what are you putting in your body? And a lot of people are measuring calories. I'm not drinking anymore. And there's a lot of different things you can do to obviously positively impact your health. For me, I like to drink once in a while. I like to eat candy. I like to have ice cream with my kids. I like to eat whatever the hell I want when I go out to eat. I don't think health should be one of those things where you're punishing yourself all the time. Instead, I try to crowd out the bad stuff with something better. And so what I do is I just drink a gallon of water every single day. And what that does for me is it keeps me hydrated. It flushes out all the toxins and all the shit in your system. It also fills me up, so I'm not hungry as often, or when I do eat, I don't eat as much. And so drinking water allows me to be a little bit more cognizant of what I am eating. And by focusing just on the water, I can feel good about eating anything else. And I just naturally make better decisions about what I eat anyways because I'm just focused on the water. So drink a ton of water, drink a gallon of water. It's a pain in the ass. You're gonna take a piss every hour and a half, but It's part of crowding out the bad stuff and just adding in something good that's gonna make a good positive impact on your diet. And so that way you're not consuming more calories than you need to, and instead you're putting in a bunch of hydration and feeling really, really good. And then the third hack that I focus on is more about the fitness side of things. It's not working out every single day. It's not pushing weights every single day. It's not, getting my body mass as high as possible. I got this from when I worked out at the gym, and I went to the gym one day and I was running on a treadmill. And I was running for about 20 minutes, I don't know, 2.5, 3 miles. And the lady next to me was walking at like a 1 or 2 degree incline for the same 20 minutes. And after I finished up, I'm sweating like an animal. And I look over and I see how many calories I burned, and I looked at hers and she burned almost as many calories as I did. I'm like, how the hell is that possible? Because doing what I'm doing right now, walking, crushes the amount of calories. So what I focus on isn't working out every single day or pumping, a certain amount of weight or squatting or anything like. I'm focused on walking. I'm focused on moving my body and burning calories. So I focus on 15,000 steps. We live in a very sedentary type of lifestyle, behind a computer, sitting on your phone, doing things where you're not moving, and that is so bad for your body. You just got to keep on moving. So again, I don't focus on all this other goofy stuff. I just focus on moving my body and getting 15,000 steps every single day. If I don't hit 15,000 steps, I'll go and take a walk after dinner, before dinner, after I put the kids to bed. And I'm just focused on that. So health hack number 3, move and get 15,000 steps in. So here's the challenge. For the next 30 days, I want you to do all 3 of those things every single day. Focus on getting to bed, let's call it by 10 o'clock, so you can wake up and have a good 8 hours of sleep. Wake up at 6, get something, if you can, that can measure your sleep. My buddy Gunnar, he uses this thing called a Whoop watch. It's like 30 bucks a month. An Oura Ring's kind of expensive, but there's no monthly that goes with it. But find some sort of wearable technology that'll track your sleep and implement it so that way you can see how many hours of deep sleep you get and how many hours of REM sleep that you get. Second thing, crush the water. I would just what I would do is I just take a gallon of milk, empty it out, and just fill it up with water every single day and just carry it with me and crush it as often as I can. And then I ended up getting the quart things, and I have to crush 4 of those, whatever, it's just easier to travel with. But whatever's easier for you. And just focus on drinking a gallon of water every single day. And then the third thing is get a step counter. Again, you can find one on Amazon for like 15, 20 bucks, like a little watch, or you can get an Oura Ring, or you can get whatever sort of wearable technology. But make sure, I think your Apple Watch or even your iPhone can count those steps. So just keep it in your pocket, go for a walk. 15,000 steps is around 7 miles of walking a day. You probably already walk 2 or 3 miles a day just naturally in your day-to-day activities. And so what I do is I just hop on a phone call. I'll schedule an hour's worth of calls in the morning, and I only take those calls while I'm walking. And I hammer out about 4 miles while I'm walking, and in those 4 miles, I'm able to get my 10,000 steps that get me up to that 15,000 step mark. So do those things, and I want you to do it for the next 30 days. And tell me, maybe take a before and after picture, and tell me if those 3 things aren't health hacks, right, that any busy entrepreneur can do to really reposition their health and their fitness, to really capitalize on all the good things that they can do without having to consume their mind and their time with doing all the other nonsense that we hear about, all the fads and all that kind of stuff. I found that these 3 health hacks can be implemented on a day-to-day basis and become a habit in your life. So do it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I love to hear your results.